this is the Iron Statesman, come to you with a quick jewel, and that is, don't introduce your future to your past. What do I mean by that? If you're trying to grow as an individual, one of the biggest hurdles to growing is moving on from either, a past life or moving away from past ideas or letting go of past feelings. And you can't readily do that if you are connected to your past. There's a lot of things that are out there that suggest that you should disconnect yourself from your past or disconnect yourself from things that fuel a particular behavior that you want to get rid of or that you want to no longer do. And that is very important. Moving away from that, trying new things, putting yourself in new circles. But with that, one of the most important things that you need to carry with you when doing that is to bring anything from that past into your future. The greatest example that I can give you, if you have a new circle or you started a new relationship and the people in your past are, in a different place and you've moved on to another place, don't introduce the people that are going to be in your future to those people that were in your past. Sometimes you don't even want to talk about your past because that's an introduction. See, the people in your past, their idea of who you are is based on the actions you took in your past. In my life, I actually have people who still think that I'm the same person that I was when I was 18 years old, 20 years old, 17 years old. And it's been many years since that time, but they still hold me to those actions or to the person that I was at that time. I considered myself a kid. Now that I reflect on that past, I don't even like the person that I was back then. But the people who were in my life at that time still, in many instances, reflect on those things when they're looking at me, when they're judging me. So a lot of times I don't even want to deal with those people. So why would I introduce someone who is not judging me based on my past? Why would I bring those two together? Never introduce your future to your past. I'm not introducing my wife to people who still hold me to the person that I was in my past. That's a no-no. That's not something you really want to do. The people in my past can't believe that I'm farming. That's not something they would see me doing because of the kid that I was when I was 18. It's just a quick jewel. It's a more complicated idea, but it's a very, very important idea that you need to start thinking about when you're moving on from a particular lifestyle or when you're trying to change your life. Don't introduce your future to your past. That's people, places, things because it can be misconstrued. It can cause issues, when you're trying to move on. I'm not introducing my future to my past because my past sees me one way, even past relationships. Say, for instance, when I was young, I was not really a good mate. I wasn't as good as I could have been in a relationship. So if I was to introduce that particular person to the person I'm with now, that person may not understand who I am now. They might not even believe it, the person that I am now. Oh, we talk about redemption, but I don't think a lot of people actually believe in redemption or know how to accept redemption. How can a person really redeem themselves? When you think about all the people who you've known from your past, they're holding you to those actions. Oh, remember when you were? Oh, remember this time? Oh, you don't take no junk. Oh, you do things this way. No, I've moved on from that. But I understand your understanding of who I am is tied to those past actions. The only redemption is the redemption within self. Your past has a hard time of letting you go. And people in your past have a hard time of letting go of your past. If you're trying to move on and become something new. So when you're changing the people and the places that you frequented in your past, be sure not to bring those people to the places and the people that you frequented in your past. When those are two different things. Don't try to combine the two. Yeah. And that goes all the way into friends, family. A lot of my family haven't allowed me to redeem myself. They believe that I'm the same person that I was when I was a kid. You have to take yourself out of those situations because they'll call on that spirit. They'll expect that spirit out of you. That's a true thing. I think that's why I am so distant from a lot of people that were in my past. I don't think, I know. That's one of the main reasons why I'm so distant. Because forgiveness, redemption, renewal, seeing you as something new, it's not really in the cards with a lot of people. I find myself explaining to a lot of people that I've known that I'm no longer that person. And it's really funny to me because the people that I know, I was 18, I was 17, I was 20, doing immature actions and not well thought out things. But they believe that I am still that person. It's laughable, but it's how things actually are. I'm not a person that fights against things, how things are. I don't live my life on how things should be. And I don't develop an idea on what things should be like. I develop my ideas on how things actually are. And the way things are is that people from your past, they are tied to those actions. So when you remove yourself from those people and you do new things, if they haven't been a part of the new you, then they will always refer to those things when judging you or when trying to anticipate your actions or your responses to things. Don't introduce your future to your past. And it goes another way too, because I have an example of, when me and my wife first got together, a family member of mine, I brought her around my family, trying to introduce her to my family. A family member of mine, they were just talking about, oh, he's this way. Oh, he's that way. He's done things like this. He's done things like that. Really hammering in on, the things that I did in my past. And that was the lesson when I learned not to introduce my future to my past. No, never introduce your future to your past. And that's just something that's just been going on in my mind, in the way that I see it. So if you're moving on, if you're growing, be sure to keep that in mind. Because sometimes the past doesn't even want you to change. They may like you that way. Even though you don't like you that way, they may like you that way. So you have to move on from that. Move away from that. Change your environment. Become new. When you detach yourself from your past, that's when you actually become new. I'm a new person. I'm growing. I've grown. I've moved on from that. And that's how your past actually haunts you, when you're constantly commingling the two, the future, the new things, and trying to introduce that past to the new. That's a hindrance, a complete hindrance. It stifles your growth. So move away. When you detach yourself from that past, completely detach yourself from that past. That's the only way to grow. Because they're going to hold you to that. That past doesn't want you to move on. Don't introduce your future to your past. That's just, just a jewel. Tell me what you think about it. Don't forget to like, share, comment on this video. And if you don't like what I said, dislike the video. Just let me know. It's not a debate, it's a discussion. I don't debate. I discuss. I have conversations. And I only have conversations with people who have the comprehension to have the conversation. Like I said in my intro, in my introduction, I'm not into gossip. I'm not into following the wave. I'm just here for an open conversation about different topics. Personal growth. Don't introduce your future to your past. We'll talk later. See, I'll be yours.